Hello, hello. My name is Dion Johnson. I am a strategic partner and spiritual advisor and executive power coach to women in board level leadership. I'm also the author of this book, Influential Woman, a fresh approach to tackling inequality and leading change at work. And if you haven't got a copy of this book, then you really do need to go pick yourself one up. Today, I have something to share. I wanted to really just update you on what's happening in my world. You see, this week, in fact, probably this last 2 weeks, I have been experiencing what I'm calling a name change. I literally experiencing a name change, and I wanted to share the story with you so that one, when you hear me describing who I am differently, that you'll know what's up. And two, because I hope it inspires you to think about what your name is and how you see yourself and what you call yourself in the world of work and in the world of board level leadership, right? So let me just go right back to where it started. So a couple of weeks ago, I was I began to market my 5-day masterclass called Power Week. So I've this was the fifth round. I've run it 4 times before. This is going to be the fifth time, and I usually give myself a whole week to run it before the actual week of running Power Week. It's a fantastic 5-day free masterclass for board level women who know it's time to up their game in leadership. This is we meet once a day, like an hour a day for 5 days, Monday to Friday. And I share with them 3 pillars of powerful leadership, the people that come, right? So I started marketing a couple of weeks ago, and almost instantly I realized that there was something different about this time around. Remember, I've run it 4 times before, and and so yeah, it just felt different. Like for a little while there was no response, not even to my post, like not much response to my post, not much sign up. And then, one signed up, and then like two signed up, and then, like, it's getting towards the end of the week, and there was maybe three signed up, and it didn't get much better than that. So even over the weekend, where there's usually a flurry of sign-ups, that didn't happen. So I felt myself kind of wondering what's up. Like I questioned it. It felt different. It felt important to take note that this felt different somehow. And I was speaking a lot to God. I was praying about it. I was really searching my soul. Like, what is this about? And I could really I could sense that something was shifting. And the story that came to my mind as I really pray and meditate and think about this was that story in the Bible. I don't know if you're not a Bible scholar, you won't know this story, but there's a guy in the Bible called Elijah. And Elijah was a prophet who spoke on behalf of God, and he decreed and declared that there would be famine, that there was going to be a major famine, and there was a major famine. And so God directed him to a place of provision through the famine. So he went to be by a brook, and the Bible talks about how ravens brought food for this man, this prophet, to eat, to sustain himself through the famine. And he was by a brook, so he was able to drink the water from the brook. But when it was time for him to move on, the brook dried up. And so when the brook dried up, he realized that it was time for him to move on. He got instruction that he had to go to a place called Zarephath to meet a woman there. So what I'm saying is, I realized as I was thinking about what was going on with me in Power Week, that it felt like the drying up of the brook. It felt like the drying up of the provision at this place. And I interpreted that as a signal that perhaps it's time for me to move on somewhere, and that this Power Week drying up was me being called to move on somewhere, but to where? Like, thinking, I don't know where. I sensed a shift, but the question was to where. And the more I prayed, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that it wasn't so much to a location, it was more to do with a higher sense of self. It was a higher level of my identity, a moving, shifting to a higher level of being me. I don't know how else to explain that, but that's how it was coming to me. And then it came to me one day when I was walking in the park. I realized, it just came to me that my name was going to change and that my name was going to be Spirit Led Power Coach. Spirit Led Power Coach. I heard it so loud, it dropped. I First of all, there was excitement because I thought, wow, like that really is who I am. I am spirit led and I am a power coach. I'd never put that all together before, and it just sounded so right. But then it sounded so wrong at the same time that I thought about, like, what would happen if I started calling myself the spirit-led power coach out loud? I mean, it just felt like a step too far. And I'm just being honest with you. It just felt like that's me being all the way out. And if I call myself the spirit-led power coach, then I perceived that it was going to repel some people that I'm currently, you know, quite engaged with in the professional world. That this whole element of calling myself a spirit-led coach was going to be not so palatable for some people. Like it wasn't going to be, it wasn't going to feel good to some people. Some people wouldn't want to be around that, be associated with that. And I really started to feel fear around this name change. Could I possibly call myself this? Could I possibly let people like be that brazen with my spirituality and the spirit-led nature of my work and my business and my life? So a lot of, I began to tell people, I started telling my daughter, people close to me, that this is what's happening, this is what God's saying to me. I feel like I'm being led by the Spirit to call myself publicly out loud the Spirit-led power coach. I'm just looking to see what next. Yeah, so the fear of exclusion was really high, but this would represent me being all the way out with all of who I am. But I didn't do it straight away. I just sort of held off a few days and just let it percolate a bit. And confirmation slowly but surely started coming. So what happened next was that my mentor, one of my mentors, did a training on YouTube, and it was called the Pillars of Personal Power. So yeah, you can go check out the training yourself if you like. It was by the bishop, the business bishop, Bishop Wayne Malcolm, a long-standing trusted voice in my journey, really influential man in my life. So when he speaks, I listen, and he put this message out almost, I don't know if it was the same day or the day after that I received this understanding that my name was going to change to Spirit-led Power Coach. And his message was called the pillars of personal power. So of course I just listened. Oh, it happened the same day because I caught the end of the training as he was recapping what he talked about that day. And I've since listened to it, and I caught this is what he said. This is what he said. He said identity shifts are biblical name changes. They describe your sense of self, i.e., your concept, your self image, your confidence. And he says, God will change your name before he changes your game. God will change your name before he changes your game. It's the game. If the game is going to change for you, then your name is going to change for you. Oh my God. I mean, literally, as he's saying this, my mouth is hitting the floor. I just can't believe the synchronicity of it all. I just can't believe the timeliness of this message. He's speaking to me. I mean, God just told me today that is, that I'm to be called the spirit-led power coach. And yeah, so it's like, this is really happening. And still I kind of put off changing my profile. I was slow to make this change because I could still feel the anticipation, right? I could still feel the kind of angst around coming all the way out with my spiritual led nature. So, but then you see, I started having conversations with my clients, my private clients, and I just could not believe how what was happening in our conversations was really reflecting to me that two things. One is that every one of my clients that I spoke to this week or in the last couple of weeks has told me how the big thing, I mean, some of them with tears in their eyes, telling me that what has happened through our strategic partnership and coaching relationship is that they have two things. One is that they have re-established their connection with spirit. They have re-established their connection with God. And not all of them believe the same thing as me. Like they're my clients are from all different backgrounds, but something is happening as they work with me that a key benefit of working with me is that they are connecting to their spirit, to their higher selves, to their God, to the universe. Like they're connecting, they're establishing a spiritual connection that is key to stepping into their power. Like when one client say it to me, I say, okay. When two and then three and then four start saying it to me all in the same week, I'm like, okay, I'm seeing it. This is who I am. This is what I do. Oh my God. I help women to establish their spiritual connection for professional power. I help women to establish their spiritual connection to see who they really are. Like my clients are experiencing name shifts. My clients are experiencing shifts in their self-perception. We are healing flawed self-perception. We are mending self-perception. My clients are coming into a new understanding of their identity and what their name is through our work, and they're doing it in a very spiritually charged way. Oh my goodness, as this became clear, as my clients begin to feed this back to me, and I listened again to Bishop Wayne Malcolm's teaching, identity shifts are biblical name changes. They describe your sense of self, your self-concept, your image, your confidence. God will change your name before he changes your game. Like, oh my goodness, I could no longer resist. Like, my name is the Spirit-led Power Coach. And, that's it. I'm bringing it out. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go because this is associated, a name change, according to my mentor, is associated with a game change. And what I know about 2024, I've been telling you, I've been speaking it from the social media rooftops, is that 2024 is the year to prepare for your open door. Doors of opportunity are about to swing open and we need to be ready to go in. And so this name change just feels all right, all timely, all correct, and I receive it. So let me tell you who I am. Let me tell you who I am. I am Dion Johnson. I am the spirit-led power coach. And that means that I am a strategic partner, a spiritual advisor, and an executive power coach to board level women, to women in board level leadership. It feels so right. It feels so exciting. It feels so liberating. It feels like I don't have to keep trying to trip up on my words to not say God. It means that I can really teach what the Bible's showing me. It means I can really bring with just a renewed confidence and a renewed courage what's really going on in here, what I really carry for you. what I really want to share with you to really help you to own your authority to lead, to really help you to step into your power, to create the kind of impact and influence that you want in board level leadership. I am so excited about what's going to happen. Something's cooking. I feel it in my spirit that something is about to happen. The world is changing and your stage is being set, that the platform for your influence and for your impact is being set. I can feel this in my spirit, and I feel, I'm just so fully persuaded that it's true for me and it's true for you. So yeah, this week, I've had a name change. And so if you're wondering what's happened to the womanologist, I'm still her, but she's not the headline right now. Over the years, I was thinking about it today, that over the years, I've received so many names from God. And the first one, Queen Maker. They're not in any order, but Queen Maker. I've received the name Issuer of the Call. Issuer of the Call. That means that my job, my purpose in life is to issue the call to you to rise up into a whole new level, into a whole new identity and a whole new level of power in your leadership. That's my name, Issuer of the Call. But right now, the name that's headlining all of that, sorry. The name that's headlining all of that is Spirit-Led Power Coach. And I'm really pleased to meet you. Thank you for being in my world. Hope this doesn't change our relationship. Hope it just enriches our relationship, and that we can continue to walk from level to level to level, from dimension to dimension, through open doors into massive opportunity for you to share your understanding, your insights, your wisdom, your philosophies, and really make a big difference at board level in your leadership. If that sounds good, watch out for the next video, and I'll see you later. Oh, and if you want to talk about how I might be able to help you start to decipher what your purpose name is, what your identity is, what you're here to be and do and say and create and experience and express for the greater good in board level leadership, then please reach out now. I'm waiting for your call. See you later. Bye.